Good morning, Paul. It's Monday, the 6th of February. Here's the heads up brief for today. For the Southeast Asia production, we covered 21 issues. For North Asia, we covered 3 issues. And for the Australasia and Pacific Islands, we covered 6 issues. In South Asia, we covered 15 issues, plus the major issues in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa regions.
Okay, great. Good to hear your voice again. I hope you had a wonderful, refreshing weekend. It was quiet over the weekend for myself and Satadi, so please go ahead.
Right. In Indonesia, the investment minister, Bahlil Lahadalia, said that the government will implement programs in 4 Papuan districts. These include Biak Numfor, Waropen, the Yapen Islands, and Sarmi. The government will invest in tourism and other development programs, especially in the fisheries sector.
Okay, thank you.
In Malaysia, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim will visit Thailand on the 9th of February. One of the things that he'll be bringing up with his counterparts is the regional security, including the situation with the Deep South insurgents, as Malaysia has been a mediator in these talks.
Yeah, look, that's interesting. I mean, it used to be part of Malaysia and the border was actually moved. I can't see a one-day visit after so many decades of conflict and deep belief that whether they're under Malaysia or Thailand, and who from Malaysia and Thailand is talking about it, given they see themselves as descendants and part of the Sultanate of Patani. So it's interesting, but I can't see it achieving anything. Thank you.
Right. Speaking of Thailand, Paul, Prime Minister Prayut has been named as the chief strategist for the United Thai Nation Party, which is the party that has nominated him for the prime ministerial position for the next elections.
So just to clarify, that's a dual role, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
In South Asia, protests erupted in Pakistan. Protests will take place in Karachi in Pakistan on the 12th of February. This is over the recent local government elections where there were many allegations of vote rigging and irregularities.
Okay, thanks.
In India, authorities have imposed prohibitory orders in parts of Uttar Pradesh, especially around Delhi, Noida specifically, for the rest of this month. This is for security concerns ahead of the festival season. They're a bit concerned about communal tensions possibly breaking out.
Okay, thank you.
In the Europe, Middle East, and Africa regions, at least 100 people have been killed after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck and hit southern and eastern Turkey and the north and west of Syria. Reports of damages and destruction are still coming in. Authorities are concerned, did issue an alert in Italy over a potential tsunami and have asked residents to evacuate from coastal areas.
Okay, I'd say that's probably obsolete by now, but go on. Yep.
The Council of the European Union approved a price cap for Russian petroleum products. For diesel, it will be $100 a barrel. Russia has said before that
Okay.
they did not support the price caps.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And regarding the Russia-Ukrainian conflict, France, Italy, and the US will send long-range missiles to Ukraine. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry said that they will not be used to target Russian territory.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much, Uday. I think that's interesting because between America and its desire to maintain a hegemonic power and seeing itself as representing all that is good, Europe has sided with that. And obviously, from a human rights perspective, many other perspectives, that's a good thing. However, should they have underestimated Russia, everybody's involvement in supporting yet another US-led coalition, albeit using the names European Union and NATO, an angry Russia, if it isn't destroyed by this latest hegemonic power movement, then they could to regret this somewhat severely. Now, that's not for 1 minute condoning Russia's historical or current behaviours, but it's a statement of fact that if you want to destroy someone and you don't, beware. And historically, countries that wanting to maintain a hegemony of power normally have they either start a war or the emerging power starts a war. Notably, China's sitting back very quietly in this. There's a lot of talk about when war is going to start with China. Obviously, China has probably been a little bit wiser to keep out of Taiwan as opposed to Putin diving into the Ukraine and giving everybody the excuse to get what they wanted. But I think history is going to look at this somewhat differently. But if we look at not allowing Japan onto what at the time was a powerful nations committee, ultimately led to Japan saying, well, if you're going to ostracize us and treat us as second-class citizens, we'll gang up with Germany. Now, people forget these historical lessons, but they are critical. And ultimately, they do come back. It may not be as quickly as generations, but it does come back. It does come out. So thanks for the brief. Be interesting to see if there is anything other than the usual babble come out after Anwar Ibrahim's visit in relation to the visit to the south. Thanks
Yep.
very much, Uday,
Yep,
and
Paul.
chat later, shall we? Cheers.
Yes, we'll do that. Thanks, Paul.